How's it going, guys? My name is Ishan, and in this video we're going to be talking about Nano-Dimension stock, or ticker symbol Nndm. This is a stock a lot of you guys, my subscribers, have been asking me to make a video about. So in today's video we're going to be talking about whether the company is overvalued and my honest thoughts on them. And as always, an in-depth technical analysis at the end. So if you appreciate these short and value-packed videos, make sure to drop a quick sub and let's clock in. I just want to mention a couple earnings plays for some stocks I've been talking about a lot on this channel. Domo, which I said would double, is back up to 45, baby, after a monstrous earnings beat, along with Elastic, which I've been literally calling a screaming buy since it was at $80. Now we hit all-time highs and we're I think at 140. So all around the board, terrific earnings for some great companies we've been talking about on this channel. We don't just talk about the same old workhorse and highly on every day, real great companies. So congrats to whoever bought and made money on these plays. Now, before jumping directly into whether the company is overvalued, we need to really understand what they do and what their market size and their opportunity really is. And by knowing that, can we only really understand if the company is overvalued. So to put it simply, they're a 3D printing company. Their Nano-Dimension Dragonfly LDM prints things like PCBs and smaller electrical components like antennas, capacitors, and sensors, and basically does additive manufacturing of electronics with speed and precision. And so the reason there's even a market for their product is, if you think about it, designers, what they had to do is they would design the thing, then send off their designs all the way to China, which in itself is a big IP risk. And then along with that, it takes weeks, if not even months, depending on who your manufacturer is, to create that prototype, send it back so that then they can test it. And so all around, that process is super inefficient. And so that's where a company like Nano-Dimension comes into play, because their product allows you to 3D print those very designs in-house without having to have those long waiting times and then for the product to be delivered, and then, as I mentioned, the major IP risks associated with that. But now the big shift that's happening is not just designers are using it to obviously test their designs, even factories and proper manufacturers are beginning to implement those machines in the manufacturing lines to print and create the materials. The technology is only in the very early stages of the industry, which, according to Doolittle, Deloitte, is expected to be $1 billion by 2025. There's very little competition in this field, and so Nano-Dimension, they're pretty much, I guess you could say, a leader. That's why something like Nano-Dimension's machines are super powerful, because they do everything in-house, they protect your IP, and that's something very important to companies that operate in the military technology field and even Department of Defense, who they have a contract with. And so that's why you see a lot of military technology companies using them, because they need to protect that IP, and Nano-Dimension does the job. And then ARK Invest and Cathie Wood, they're buying shares, and honestly at this point they could literally buy dirt and people would rush in to buy it. And so there's only opportunity for growth from here. After the dust has settled and the pandemic comes to an end, the company can use their massive stockpile of cash and zero debt to scale business, marketing, and sell these bad boys like hotcakes. They even said in November that their strategy is to be patient and wait out the pandemic and then start scaling things back up, which pre-pandemic they were growing quite steadily, and so I'm certainly interested in investing in them. However, now for the risks and whether the stock is overvalued and my honest thoughts. This is where things get interesting. So plain and simple, the company is overvalued. To put it simply, this entire pump has been solely based on ARK Invest buying shares, nothing else. That's brought attention to them, which they didn't have before, but nothing fundamentally has changed. We're valued at $800 million on $7 million in revenue pre-pandemic and trading at an 89 price to sales. So from here, there's very limited upside as to how much further the stock can run considering how high it's already went. So that's why they're overvalued. But as we've seen, logic never has an effect in the stock market. But the big pros to ARK actually buying is that it's brought a lot of attention to the company. A lot of retail investors are buying in, and it has finally brought Nano-Dimension the attention that they've so desperately needed, because now people are actually realizing the potential in their technology and seeing the upside. So before they didn't have the intention, but now they do. And so with the cash, with the momentum, with the hype, and with people finally believing in them, this company and the stock could continue tearing higher and higher. I strongly believe that this company will succeed long term, considering that now they even have the cash to deploy and buy up new companies to build their current technology, or even get bought out, which is a whole different topic for discussion later. But right now, the company is definitely overvalued. I'm not saying that the stock couldn't go higher and justify $1 billion market cap in the future, but right now, it plain and simple, it doesn't. Jumping into the technicals, we've turned the $7 area into support, which is a super bullish sign. And as we can see, we've also bounced on this trend line it's been holding, which could actually be a great place to enter. And even on the 1 month 20-minute chart, it's been holding the 180-day SMA, which is the orange line, and we're right at that level right now. But if we fail to hold it below that, ideal support seems to be around the $6 area. That's where I'd personally be looking to initiate a small position. And below that, the mid fours, which actually is possible if we get a bull squeeze and shorts are able to squeeze out bulls chasing the hype. Today, we also formed a long leg doji, which indicates a potential reversal as well. But as I've mentioned multiple times, that this stock now has momentum and attention. So for a move higher, we could also end up going all the way up to 950, which seems like the next level up. And what comes first is all up to the market gods, but those are the key levels to watch. So make sure you like and subscribe, and let me know down below what you guys think about the company. Are you buying? Do you think it's overvalued? Do all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, clocking out for now. Peace.